Think about it. Think about it, folks. Could Obama have given Romney's speech last night? He'd have choked on it. He would have been embarrassed. Plus, he'd have been pelted. Rotten eggs and stuff from the people at his convention were he to give a speech like Romney gave last night. Here is the soundbite I was referring to earlier. It's Marco Rubio who made the comment I just paraphrased. This from his speech last night.
Our problem is not that he's a bad person. Our problem is that he's a bad president. These are tired and old big government ideas that have failed every time and everywhere they've been tried. These are ideas that people come to America to get away from.
That's it.
Now,
that's it. No, keep going.
Sadly, millions of Americans are insecure about their future. But instead of inspiring us by reminding us of what makes us special,
that's right,
he divides us against each other.
Exactly right.
He tells Americans that they're worse off because others are better off.
Exactly right.
That rich people got rich by making other people poor. Hope and change has become divide and conquer.
That's exactly right. Rubio was fabulous last night. And I folks, I can't get over it. I was moved by this convention. I hate to tell you, only 3 million people watched it on BC. This may be, when all the numbers are in, may be the lowest watched presidential acceptance speech TV history, which is a shame. It's too bad, because it was good. Yeah, I loved Eastwood. I even thought that was bold and good. And I'll tell you what, folks, let me just give you a little hint on how to translate the left today. The left, and this is predictable, they're destroying Eastwood, and Hollywood types are destroying Eastwood. Oh, Clint, what's happened to poor old Clint? Oh, he looked like he's got Alzheimer's. Oh, no, you see how old Clint was? He didn't even know where he was. I mean, they are dumping all over Eastwood. And you know why? Because they can't hit Romney. And they've got to hit something. But Romney's speech doesn't have a whole lot hittable in it. Oh, they were sending out their emails last night. We're on their mailing lists. Every 5-10 minutes, they were sending out emails asking for $3. The Democratic various fundraising organizations asking for $3. That Paul Ryan, he lied through his teeth. And now Romney, he's lying through his teeth. But that stuff is pro forma. The target that Eastwood's become. And by the way, let me tell you something. Eastwood succeeded in getting under Obama's skin. At 12:30 last night, somebody on behalf of Obama, and for all I know, it was Obama himself, tweeted a picture of Obama in an official presidential chair. Looks like it's in the cabinet room. Might be in the Oval, but regardless, official presidential chair. And it's got a little miniature plaque on the back of the chair that says President U.S. 2009. And the tweet is, "This seat is taken." Now, this is the old stress seat. We've talked about this. So here they needle Obama. He's so transparent. We can depict this guy as an empty chair. And it must have gotten to him because he tweeted at 12:30, or somebody did in his name, tweets that, nope, sorry, this tweet's taken, rather than ignore it. So you see, here's somebody who chose the philosophy of responding, of replying, of fighting back. And now a lot of people say, aha, it worked. It got under his skin. And it did. And I wondered what the heck was going on. I didn't get it for a while because my hearing is such, I had to wait for closed captioning to catch up with what Eastwood was saying at the beginning, and whoever was doing the transcribing didn't know what he was saying because it was ad-lib. They didn't have any of it on a prompter, so they couldn't have preloaded it for the captioners. So I'm starting to get nervous. And I saw that empty chair, and what is that doing there? It took me a while to figure out that Eastwood was looking the empty chair, and it was Obama there. He's having this imaginary conversation. And I realized what was going on. This is a great bit. And Eastwood was the essence of simplicity. Somebody not doing a job, you let them go. Just simple as it could be. Real world simple. Plus, it was hilarious. It was funny. Of course, we are people who like laughing at Obama. The other side doesn't. Also, this has not been reported on much. I haven't seen it anywhere. I got a secret email yesterday afternoon. Stan Greenberg and James Carville have this company. It's called Democracy Corps. And they go out there and they do polling. And you recall that it was Carville who warned Obama some months ago, don't go out there and talk about the economy, especially an economy in a recovery. Don't go out there and try to convince people that we're roaring back, because we're not, and they know it because they're living it. He warned Obama, stay away from it. Well, guess what? Carville and Greenberg have just released a new poll, and it's devastating for Obama. Among independents, the precious, eagerly sought, oh God, everybody loves them, independents, Romney leads Obama. This is a poll this week by 15 points. 53 to 38 in independents. This is remarkable. This is a Stan Greenberg and James Carville poll. Independents disapprove of Obama's job performance 56 to 40%. And when looking at intensity, disapproval is greater than 2 to 1, 47 to 20%. It is devastating. This is James Carville's own poll. Now, according to exit polling, Obama won a majority of independents in 2008. That was 52 to 44 is what he got an 8-point majority in the election in 2000, according to exit polls. His cratering of support among swing voters reflected in this Carville poll and in many others is the equivalent of losing more than 5.3 million independent voters from his 2008 total. This is undoubtedly the kind of polling data they have in the White House, the often referred to internals, meaning the real stuff. The candidates have to know the truth. They do not put out polls to try to affect news, shape opinion. They have to deal in realville when it comes to polls. We never see the polls the candidates do. We never. All we see are the polls from the news networks and other polling organizations. And, of course, they have their own agendas. But the candidate polls, or in this case, the White House polls, this is as close as we're ever going to get to seeing one, the Carville and Greenberg poll. And if people live and die, with polls, and then live and die the independent vote, right now to see Obama down 15 points. And this was before the convention, a date of this. I got this yesterday. And the convention had not been going on long enough to have been a large factor. Now, here's why. Here's why the deficit. President Obama's government-centered policies created the chasm that he now faces with independents, and any likability advantage that he holds has been unable to bridge the ideology divide. So his likability is not making up for the chasm that independents have, or the chasm created with independents over big government. The independents are rejecting big government, government-centric policies, according to a poll from Carville and Greenberg. So I'm sure this is what they've got in the White House. And this is why they're panicked. And it's why they've been panicked for a while. And the likability isn't making up for it. Now, it's fascinating. Folks, there's a story that without me putting these two things together, you might not be able to assemble in the proper context. Our old buddy Jim Rutenberg at the New York Times, who is one of maybe 3 people there in the last 24 years who has written fairly of me. That's why I call him our old buddy. It's hurt him a little bit, but we stick with it. Emotional ties to Obama may be central to the election. Now, remember what we just heard. Independents prefer Romney by 15 over Obama from a Stan Greenberg, James Carville poll. The reason the independents don't like big government and government-centric policies of Obama, and his likability is not bridging the gap. Ergo, New York Times, through 3 nights of gauzy videos, sentimental testimonials, and finally his own speech to the nation, Mitt Romney worked hard to show he has a heart. But he still needs to tackle the much harder job of convincing those Americans who so emotionally invested their hearts in Obama 4 years ago that it's time to accept that his presidency did not work. Now, the point of Rutenberg's piece here, the emotional ties to Obama make it hard for people to accept that he is a failure as a president. That's their hope. That's what they're clinging to here. That's what this means. His presidency is a failure. Everybody knows it. But there was so much hope, and there was so much emotion tied to Obama, so much invested. Oh, we love the guy, and he's such a new, fresh face. He's the first black president. We wanted him to succeed so much. And the theory is that the tie, the strength of that emotional bond is such that not even a failed presidency can break it. But we go to Carville-Greenberg. Contradictory. The emotional tie is not enough to keep the independents from disapproving of Obama by 15 points. So my take is Greenberg-Carville comes first. They put their information out. This is yesterday. The next day, today, we get this story, the New York Times, basically refuting it. That the emotional ties of Obama voters, who now acknowledge he's a failure as a president, will make it tough for them to abandon him. In the Greenberg-Carville poll, they already have. Why are you frowning? Am I not making this? What? Good. I thought you were frowning in there because you didn't understand what I was saying, and I don't know how much clearer I can make this. So what's your question? What are they going to do to change the emotional tie? No, keep their people from getting depressed. Keep their people from getting dispirited. Give them something to hold on to. They're not trying to change reality. They're trying to blunt reality. They're trying to tell, don't worry. People still love the guy, and that's going to be enough. That's the point of the New York Times story, even though Carville and Greenberg's poll says it ain't even close to enough.